Welcome to the Tough Love Nephilim series. My name is Eric Rolon. Now, according to Genesis 6, the Nephilim were the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. And today we are talking about the Girgashites. If you find yourself enjoying this content, be sure to smash those like and subscribe buttons. Alrighty folks, let's get into this one. Now, historically the Girgashites were a Canaanite tribe. Some researchers speculate that they lived near Jericho. This is based off of how they interpret Joshua 24:11, that details how Israel took on, in battle, the citizens of Jericho, and the tribes of the Ammonites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Gittites, Girgashites, Hivites, and Jebusites, either all at once or one after the other. The Girgashites' official geographic location within Canaan during the time of Joshua's war campaign is, however, a mystery, as the Bible does not specifically cite any city or region within Canaan that they called home. All we can say with certainty is that they were there. Alright, BDB Strong's Concordance reference H1622 defines Girgashite this way. Girgashite, or Girgasite, dwelling on a clayey soil, descendants of Canaan, and one of the nations living east of the Sea of Galilee, when the Israelites entered the Promised Land. Smith's Bible Dictionary renders Girgashites this way. Girgashites, dwelling on a clayey soil, one of the nations who were in possession of Canaan, east of the Sea of Galilee, before the entrance thither of the children of Israel. Genesis 10:16, 15:21, and Deuteronomy 7:1. Easton's Bible Dictionary renders Girgashite this way. Dwelling in clayey soil, the descendants of the fifth son of Canaan. Genesis 10:16. One of the original tribes inhabiting the land of Canaan before the time of the Israelites. Genesis 15:21 and Deuteronomy 7:1. They were a branch of the great family of the Hivites. Of their geographical position, nothing is certainly known. Probably they lived somewhere in the central part of western Palestine. Now, the first time the word Girgashite is mentioned in the Bible is in the list of nations descended from Noah in Genesis 10. According to Genesis 10:15 through 18, the Girgashites descended from Canaan, who was fathered by Ham, Noah's son. Genesis 10:15 through 18 reads as follows. Canaan fathered Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, the Jebusite, the Amorite, the Girgashite, the Hivite, the Arkite, the Sinite, the Arvadite, the Zemarite, and the Hamathite, and afterward the families of the Canaanite were spread abroad. The Girgashites were named among the Canaanite tribes whose land God promised to Abraham and his offspring in Genesis 15:13 through 20. It reads as follows. Then God said to Abraham, Know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, where they will be enslaved and oppressed for 400 years. But I will also judge the nation whom they will serve, and afterward they will come out with many possessions. As for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You will be buried at a good old age. Then, in the fourth generation, they will return here, for the wrongdoing of the Amorite is not yet complete. Now it came about, when the sun had set, that it was very dark, and behold, a smoking oven and a flaming torch appeared, which passed between these pieces. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, saying, To your descendants I have given this land, from the river of Egypt, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, the land of the Kenite, the Kenizzite, the Cadmonite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Rephaim, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Girgashite, and the Jebusite. In Deuteronomy 7:1 through 6, when Israel was in the early stages of conquering Canaan, God instructed Israel to completely slaughter 7 major Canaanite tribes. The Girgashites just so happened to be one of them. Deuteronomy 7:1 through 2 reads as follows. When the Lord your God brings you into the land where you are entering to take possession of it, and he drives away many nations from before you, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when the Lord your God turns them over to you, and you defeat them, you shall utterly destroy them. You shall not make a covenant with them, nor be gracious to them. As previously stated, we know from Genesis 10:15 through 18 that the Girgashites were Canaanites. And in Numbers 13, when Israel's spies were returning from their 40-day reconnaissance mission in the land of Canaan, they gave their report of that land and its fierce inhabitants. They identified the Canaanites, along with the Amalekites, Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites residing in the land of Canaan, as the descendants of Anak. Numbers 13:28 through 29. Now, after that initial report, Caleb stepped up to calm everyone down and encourage them. But 10 of those 12 spies were having none of it. And in their continued report, in Numbers 13:30 through 33, those spies went on to describe the sons of Anak not just as people of great height or stature, but as Nephilim. Numbers 13:30 through 33 reads as follows. Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "We should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we will certainly prevail over it." But the men who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go up against the people, because they are too strong for us." So they brought a bad report of the land which they had spied out to the sons of Israel, saying, "The land through which we have gone to spy out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are people of great stature. We also saw the Nephilim there. The sons of Anak are part of the Nephilim. And we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight." Now in this passage and in Genesis 6, the Septuagint renders Nephilim as giants, and as a progenitor Nephilim tribe, the Anakim were enormous, fierce, and powerful giants, as Numbers 13 and Deuteronomy 9 collectively point out. Deuteronomy 9:1 through 2 reads as follows. "Hear, Israel, you are crossing the Jordan today to go in to dispossess nations greater and mightier than you, cities that are great and fortified to heaven, a people who are great and tall, the sons of the Anakim, whom you know and of whom you have heard it said, who can stand against the sons of Anak?" Anak was the son of the Nephilim Arba, Joshua 15:13 and 21:11. And according to Joshua 14:15, Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim. Now, though the Anakim were a tribe unto themselves, it is important to note that the term Anakim is used to refer to a combination of 6 other Canaanite tribes and conglomerate tribes in Numbers 13:28 through 33. The Bible also seems to occasionally use the terms Anakim, sons of Anak, descendants of Anak, and sons of the Anakim, not just as tribal references or distinctions, but as general terms for the post-Diluvian Nephilim, or the Rephaim. Numbers 13:28 through 33, Deuteronomy 1:26 through 28, and 9:1 through 2, and Joshua 11:18 through 23. There is one possible recorded battle in the Bible between Israel and the Girgashites, and this would be in Joshua 6. This is the Battle of Jericho. The Girgashites were apparently involved according to the Joshua 24:11 recap, and Israel won that one. The final mention of the Girgashites in the Bible is in Nehemiah 9, as the people of Israel were confessing their sins and speaking of the awesome works of God. All that said, the Girgashites were either a Nephilim tribe or an intermeshed Nephilim hybrid tribe, whose gene pool was utterly infected with Nephilim DNA. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did indeed enjoy, then please smash those like and subscribe buttons and hit that notification bell. Also, if you like the work that I do and you'd like to support it, pop on over to my locals page. Donors all get access to PDFs of my research papers, with endnotes included, and your support is massively appreciated. Also, should I ever get booted off of YouTube, pop on over to my Rumble page, where I will still be carrying out the fight there. You'll find all my links in my description box down below. Alrighty, folks. Take care, and God bless.